Oh my goodness, I have finally managed to find somewhere in my house where I look good and I don't look completely like washed out, and you can actually see I'm wearing makeup. So actually my fringe looks rubbish today, but my hair looks okay. Oh, I've got a big kink there. Anyway, let's actually do some work. So I hope you are all really well. It's been lovely to see some of your faces, or just see some of you, or see you typing during Zoom last week and the week before. Obviously we've got the full hour now because Fee's decided to spend the big bucks because you guys deserve a full hour. So come and join us there. And also starting, well, it started last week, but starting now regularly is kind of a pastoral support with the lovely amazing Patty and Fee. So that starts at 7:30. Sorry, my friend is really distracting. That starts at 7:30 on a Thursday. So if you feel like you need any support, or you just want to have a chat, then obviously they are there. So do go along to that if you feel you need it. All of the details are on the email. It would be really nice to know, like obviously we don't do full news and we don't kind of do games or anything here, but it'd be just really cool to know if you've been up to what you've been up to during lockdown. I know we kind of touch on it in Zoom, but if you want to send me kind of a more personal thing when you send any of your videos in, then just let me know. It'd be nice to know if you've kind of learned any new skills. I'm trying to get better at my British Sign Language because I've done a course on it but haven't really used it, so I'm quite trying to refresh myself. I'm also trying to finally learn how to play guitar, which I've had this guitar for about 10 years and I've picked it up about 15 times, learnt a few basics and then put it down. Although annoyingly one of the strings was just broken. And if you've watched, it'd be really nice to know if you've watched any good films, because I don't know about you, but Netflix is getting a bit boring, just because well, there's a lot of films on there that are rubbish, which is fine sometimes you want a good rubbish film, but and then some of them are really great, but I've already seen them, so it'd be nice to see if there's any that I've kind of missed. Although I have been watching a lot of free online theatre as well, which has been really good fun. Anyway, let's talk about this lesson. So obviously we're not going to do a game. We don't need to do a game. I like to chuck one in now and then, but it's not necessary for what we're doing at the moment. So obviously, as I touched on, well, every week, that the end goal for this term, and there's only a few weeks left now, is to create a lovely radio play using all of your ideas. So now that you've all kind of learned how to collect sound effects, I would like you to try and create your own storyboard. And obviously you're like, this doesn't really sound like tech. Well, I'm going to tell you how it does. Okay, so just bear in mind that obviously the whole theme is about hope. So you obviously, I hope you've all, hey, no pun intended, I hope you've all been thinking about what that means to you. So then just create the storyboard to match that. So for those of you who don't know a storyboard, and this is where you might think this doesn't relate to tech, it's basically a panel or a series of panels, which is a set of sketches, and it's arranged so all of the important scenes in your play or actions are in a series. Now obviously, as this is a radio play, there is some flexibility to this storyboard because, well, I don't need to necessarily see kind of the people acting, but maybe underneath what might be good is if you just do like a very simple sketch. Again, it doesn't need to be a work of art unless you want it to be a work of art. You just add like a sentence or that you think is important to that little bit, or you add a sound effect that you've already thought about, and what also might be an idea is underneath that sketch being like, this is how I'm going to create that sound. So if you've got it on your laptop or if you've kind of created a sound, then it'd be good to just do that. And obviously we aren't doing like, you know, 50 pages worth of scenes. We're just kind of doing, or a whole script, we're just kind of doing a couple of scenes. So it doesn't need, so you don't need to necessarily do this is happening, this is happening, this is happening for each sentence, because obviously usually it's a scene. Just kind of do the bits that you think are really important. I hope that makes sense. Let me try and rephrase. So obviously on a storyboard, usually all of the sentences, I'm going to start again. Right, all of the right, let me just focus for a second. Okay, so on a storyboard, obviously you usually depict the most important parts of a scene. Now obviously we're only doing a couple of scenes, so either pick those most important parts of the scene out if that works for you, but if you think, oh, that's kind of hard because we're only doing a few scenes, then just do, sorry, that's my window's open so you can probably hear all the noise outside, or just kind of pick a couple of sentences which are really important, draw those sentences, and then write what's important underneath. Okay, literally 5-6 images, it's fine. But if, obviously, now I am a rubbish drawer. I'm one of those people that in my mind I think I'm a really good drawer, but I'm not. Okay, so I feel you if you're not very comfortable sketching. So you can make it into a PowerPoint. As I said, it's not a traditional storyboard, it's a text storyboard. So the issue is though, obviously, if you make it a PowerPoint, it might be slightly harder for you. I cannot talk today. It might be slightly harder for you, only because you'll obviously have to do just like clip art or images that you find on Google rather than kind of the images that you have in your head. But you may have already gone, I know how I'm going to do it on PowerPoint and I don't need to sketch it, and that's totally fine. It doesn't need to be like a traditional storyboard. As long as you're understanding where it's coming from and it's set out like a storyboard, I really don't mind how you do it. Just be as creative as you like. Now hopefully I haven't confused you all completely fully, and actually I've done a very good job of explaining that, but what I would like you to do, what I have done is I have linked a very simple explanation of a storyboard from YouTube, so either so you don't understand it fully or you want to see it visually, and it says like about having like a specific set of paper. No, just use whatever paper you've got around the house. If you've got a sketchbook and you want to use a sketchbook, do that. Again, you can do it on the computer anyway, so it really doesn't matter. And if you want something more detailed, then there's lots of other things on YouTube. Okay, so I'm just going to break it down. So storyboard, however you like, be as creative as you like, as long as you highlight the important parts in your very few scenes. 5 or 6 images is fine. Wow, when I don't ramble on, I can really summarize things. Okay, hopefully that's all made sense. Basically, the ultimate goal is, if possible, create a radio play, mostly made of sound effects. But having the odd sentence in there, kind of, you know, something that really stands out or is really powerful to the audience, would work wonderfully. So that's it. That's all I'm setting you this week. I know it's another independent learning task, but that's what you've got to do with tech, unfortunately. So just go get creative. Go get creative. Just, yeah, and send them in to me. I'd love to see your work, and I'm kind of missing seeing work, to be honest. So yeah, have a great time. Bye.